All right, so a few days ago, I made this video, AI equals the end of art as we know it. And for context, this video is basically about how I took some AI album art that was made in the style of an artist named Mark Ryden. And some people liked this and some people didn't. And I thought it'd be interesting to go over the comments because I thought the comments section had some interesting takes in it. So we're going to go over some of the comments, and a lot of these I already replied to, but I thought perhaps we would just go a little bit further on it and see where things can go from here. It's from DomRom N1C. It says, "No, you're not stealing. You are just advertising Midjourney and devaluing the work of a real author at the same time." I asked the question, well, why do you think the original work retains less value regardless of what I do? In other words, why does anything I do affect the value of whatever work they do? If I make some AI art in the style of Picasso and I use that for whatever I want to use it for, does that devalue the work that Picasso already did? Is somebody going to say, no, you know what? Picasso's being used as an AI experiment. And so therefore, I don't want a Picasso on my wall. No, I don't want Picasso. Forget Picasso. People are AIing Picasso stuff. See, I don't see that happening. I don't see any value being lost in the work that Picasso did just because I use some AI art in the style of Picasso. So they had a reply and they said, well, if everyone will use reasonably accepted forgeries, then there is no need to pay for the services of the original author. You alone will not affect anything, but the collective you will normalize that authorship means nothing. Why should an artist, singer, actor, writer spend their lives honing their skills? After all, you can just ask the almighty neural network to do everything for you. In a few years, they will definitely be able to write and play some GarageBand songs. And for sure, they'll be able to write and play GarageBand songs. Why should an artist, singer, actor, writer spend their lives honing their skills? I'll tell you why. For human connection. Because humans have the need to create, right? Regardless of what the AI does. An AI can spout out millions and billions and whatever amounts of artwork for you and things to consume. You know, sooner or later it's going to be AI actors and all these different forms of entertainment and media. AI will be able to do that. But what people are going to want and really miss after AI is all over the place is human connection. And that's where I'm saying artists need to step up to. Understand that people still want human connection. Even if it's you selling a piece of art to just one person who really enjoys the art you did, right? That's your audience. The person who connects with you. And that's why you should do it. Because you're creating art for that particular person. It really just comes down to human connection. That's why you're honing your skills. That's why you're spending your life doing this. It's your purpose. And if you do that and you provide value to people that they can't get anywhere else, they will be happy to give you an exchange of value for your value. Next up, we have Dick Salad 7679 says, I feel called out. I'll tell you right now, the reason they feel called out is because they were one of the people who came to me originally and said, hey, you know, this Mark Ryden thing, yada, yada, yada. And I said, no, not at all. I appreciate the discussion. And it's because really that's what gave me the idea to do the video. I just thought, hey, this is a topic that I think a lot of people would like to know more about. And I'm willing to very openly discuss it. So let's discuss it. And I'm glad I did. You know, not to call out Dick Salad here. You know, I appreciate Dick Salad. That sounds weird, but Dick Salad's my friend. And I appreciate the stuff he brings to the table. So, you know, no malice toward Dick Salad or anyone else here in the comments, right? I'm just wanting to have an open dialogue with you folks. All right, so we'll move on. You stole his work and you know it. How did you steal? You devalued the work of the real artist, which stole money out of his pocket. Duh. Again, I say, how does what I do, which is create a piece of art that the original artist would never create, how does that devalue the work of the real artist? I don't see it. It's like saying Weird Al, his parody songs, devalue the work of the original songs he's parodying, right? So when Weird Al comes out with Fat instead of Bad for Michael Jackson's Bad, that devalues Michael Jackson's songs. No one will ever appreciate or like that song again. No, that's not how it works. In fact, I would maybe even go on to argue that it brings more value rather than devalue. But it's all the way you look at the world, probably. So what did I reply here? I said, really? Did he draw the art I used? No. Would he choose to draw that? Probably not. So again, where's the stolen money? Someone else followed up here. PTHYTQV says, you can't steal the work he never did and would never do. And that's my point. So thank you for backing me up on that, PTH. It's not work that he did, and he never will do that work. So how is it stealing from him? So again, MarkCooperArt.com says, you don't get to see it how you want if it's hurting someone else. So how do I reply to this? I said, well, last time I checked, Mark Ryden is still alive, and his original artwork hasn't gone down in value. And this is true. I looked up Mark Ryden's artwork, what it's selling for, what it used to sell for, and you know what? It's retained its value. There's no value going down, regardless of whatever people are using Mark Ryden's AI version of artwork for. And I think that if people were really forward thinking about this and knowing the trajectory of everything in the past and how technology has taken over, I would get ahead of it if I were them. If I were someone like Mark Ryden and I was really concerned about it, you know what I would do to fight the AI? I would put out my own official AI. I would get a collaboration going with different creators of AI and specifically tailor an AI that you can use that's an official Mark Ryden AI that you can get that will have the most Mark Ryden-like properties. You know, that's the way to do it, is you get ahead of this stuff. But I digress. Again, I don't see how it's hurting anybody else. You know, I always look for objective reality and not subjective. I want to know the reality of things, not just like my truth or their truth or whatever. I just want to know the overall reality of things. And until you can show me some solid numbers on how it's hurting them, I'm just going to see it that way. MarkCooperArt.com again writes, the problem with you musicians is you let people steal music without putting up a fight. You have a slave mentality. If everyone fought, they could have gotten laws changed to make downloading the music a more punishable offense. Now, to me, the real slave mentality, and I'm not calling you a slave mentality person, Mark. I'm saying slave mentality is not being free, right? You're being held down, thinking that people are above you. And I think anything that asks you to change the law and make stricter laws where people are being restricted more sounds kind of slavish to me, right? I would rather have things be way more free and open than to have the law come down, you know, and eventually, you know, where law leads is by noncompliance, it leads to pain. So no, I don't want people being punished for downloading music. And it's not that I have a slave mentality. I see it as you have music out there. They're a digital file. Just like I'm sure MarkCooperArt.com has examples of their art placed online somewhere, right? You go to the MarkCooperArt.com and check out the artwork he's done. I'm sure there's examples up there and works that they've done, right? Those digital copies of that work are being given away for free, are they not? Just like any other artist that you look at online, you go look at their artwork. Mark Ryden, for example, you can see almost all of his great works online, download a digital copy if you want, and there you have it. You can look at it on your computer. You can have it on your screen at all times. I don't see the difference there between the two different art forms. The value in the art is if you get an original one, you get to hang it on your wall, right? And you get to say, hey, I own this piece of art that somebody made specifically for me. And musicians can do that too. Musicians can write songs specifically for people if that's what they want to do. It's whatever you want to do in the market. And to me, that's the opposite of a slave mentality. That is freedom. Freedom to put your song out, to put your art out in any way you want to. If I'm wrong, let me know. I definitely could be wrong, but this is how I see it for now. And I'd love to talk about it more. So what we have here, last but not least, the Luddites are going to be swarming here like flies real soon. And to that I reply, some things last a long, long time. And if you don't know what the Luddites are, they were a group of people back when the machines started to first come into fruition, right? When machinery started to get big and start doing the work of human beings, these people freaked out, tried to destroy machines, tried to rail against them really hard. And eventually they lost their battle. And now everybody's doing work with machines. And it's a normal, everyday thing. Are people all out of work and not able to do their jobs because of machines? No, things evolve. I think a lot of times people fail to see that we evolve along with technology. So if technology comes and it does this and this and this, we end up pivoting and doing this and this and this around that technology, right? We end up working in tandem with most of it. People will lose some jobs. New jobs will come up. It's just one of those things about the world. It's about how evolution works. I'm always willing to talk about these things. I appreciate you for watching. Leave some comments below. Share this video if you find it useful, or if you just want to start a fight. I don't know what you want, but whatever it is you want to do, please feel free to do so. My name's Dan B. Thanks for being here, and be sound.